In the air and on the ground, law enforcement is getting ready for the World Cup. And not just at the stadiums, but for the party. And historically, big parties bring big concerns about human trafficking, drugs, and fake merch. Former FBI Special Agent in Charge Tim Gallagher says it's a lot for law enforcement to look at.
It's a Herculean task, and the bad guys are banking on the fact that maybe law enforcement is just so focused on the violent threat that they may not be looking for the criminal activity that's going on outside the stadium. And they're wrong.
We anticipate the World Cup will be the largest human trafficking location in world history.
Florida's Attorney General says they've already made more human trafficking arrests this year than ever before, and they're ready to keep going.
We will leave no stone unturned when it comes to rooting out evildoers, people that want to traffic and go after our women and kids, and we will prosecute and we will send them away for a long time.
Florida authorities say they're making good on that promise.
We have stepped up our undercover operations,
announcing the arrest of 12 people today for trying to pay for sex. They say this is an effort to disrupt trafficking activity in advance of the World Cup. Why is there such a focus around these sporting events?
Those who traffic in human beings, they know that there's going to be big crowds, people who are away, people who are looking to exploit other human beings. And they will use this as an opportunity to make money off of those who are they're exploiting.
Even the U.S. Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network is on alert, issuing this warning to banks to track payments online from ATMs and apps, which could be used by traffickers. There is some good news. Recent research on large-scale events like the World Cup and Super Bowl shows that not all of the human trafficking fears materialize. Thanks to the flashlight effect, when everyone is focusing on the problem, it can be harder for it to exist in the shadows. But there is precedent.
Sex trafficking has been a focus of law enforcement the last few weeks.
With 169 people arrested in a human trafficking sting ahead of the Super Bowl in 2019. There are other concerns. The DEA says they're worried fans from overseas may not know that counterfeit prescription pills can be laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. They're out with a World Cup-specific website just to warn visitors that one of those counterfeit pills can kill. Then, a less deadly problem, but still a big economic crime, counterfeit merch. Law enforcement agencies going after these fakes in California and north of the border.
The largest seizure of counterfeit soccer jersey in Canadian history.
Toronto police charging 2 men with selling 16,000 counterfeit World Cup jerseys and flags worth millions.
This was a large-scale operation designed to exploit fans and take advantage of their love for sports.
Law enforcement agencies trying to score with fan safety, not just at the field, but off of it.
Tom is joining us now. So, Tom, we talked a little bit about, obviously, the broader concerns, but what are some of the things that people go into the games and go into these cities should be thinking about?
Yeah, Hallie, so, we talked to a number of experts, and they say that the fake game tickets, the scams, all of that stuff is what these criminals are going to be focusing on. Now, in the last couple of days, you had Kelly O on with her reports about the threats from drones. We talked about it in the piece, and we've talked about the threat on the ground. But really, there's this whole second tier that are people that are focused on the scams, and it's really people that aren't familiar with American culture or familiar with the way that criminals operate here in the United States that are trying to sell you that fake ticket, trying to get your money really any way they can, and they look at it as a quick buck. And I'll tell you, from the people that have been planning for it, they're acknowledging that people are coming here that are not so familiar with American security and not so familiar with the way things operate at the stadiums here, and they've had to make adjustments for that. They're doing that on the criminal side as well. And then, as you saw in today's arrest in Florida, really trying to deter people from any sort of idea of human trafficking. Basically, if you're out there and you're looking for it, we're going to get you.
Tom Winter, lots to watch. Thank you very much for that reporting. Appreciate it.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.